fan theories. We all have them, and some like to share them with others. When theorizing, you're trying to accomplish two things. 1, predict where the story is meant to go, and 2, get into the mind of the author. If you actually manage to have an accurate theory, then that means you know of the events that are going to happen in the story before they're properly told. That's a great feeling, but have you ever thought about what the authors are feeling whenever these theories are released to the public? If the reader is able to predict their work, well then that could mean that their writing is just too predictable, which obviously isn't the reader's fault, but nonetheless can't feel great. But that isn't always the case. Even when the story is well written or convoluted enough to make it not easy to predict, the reader should still be able to predict the events to come. This is because of foreshadows. Any good story should have a good amount of foreshadows. Now, to counteract the foreshadowing, red herrings are used to mislead the reader. An author can try their best to stop a reader from predicting where the story is going, while also doing their best to set up the future events. Their own competence could lead to their own disappointment, really. While they may be proud of their work, it is common for authors to feel compelled to change their direction of their story if events are properly predicted. The struggle is trying to find the balance and letting out enough info so that the past can be called upon in the future, but not enough so that it can't be predicted in the present. The reason I tell you this is because I wanted to let you know the things that I consider when I'm releasing my theories, and hopefully you get why I can be so reserved at times. Just imagine, an author might already feel bad just from one person predicting a story. Imagine how they'd feel if that one person told even more people. As a writer myself, I can't help but wonder. But what do you think? I'd love to know. And that was some food for thought. Thanks for watching. So that's it for my first food for thought. It wasn't much of a theory, but we'll set the stage for the rest of the series. They're all going to be quick, around 2 minutes, the complete opposite of deep dive, to which this series will pretty much be filler for. Most of them will be about Kingdom Hearts, but I have other series that I'm into. I'll even take suggestions on what the food for thought topic should be. Let me know in the comment section, and you might end up a part of a future episode. If you don't know what deep dive is, it's where I do more than just propose a theory. I dissect and analyze a story and its characters to gain a fuller understanding and uncover the implied motives of a character and the morals the authors want to teach. So yeah, if that interests you, check out the rest of my channel. Like, comment, and any other kind of engagement really helps. This is where the video would end, however I have a secret ending in which I talk about more of the original topic. So enjoy some extra content. Alright, secret ending time. Let's just jump into it. The origin of this series. Well, originally it was called 1 Minute Theories. Now why should you care that it was called 1 Minute Theories since I changed the name before the series has even been released? That happens all the time. Just brainstorming, right? Well actually, I already made videos under the name 1 Minute Theory, and they're not on this channel. Reason being, YouTuber that goes by the name Best Guy Ever, he had a film festival, and I wanted to participate and submit my own video into there. There was one issue though. There was a 5-minute time limit, which makes sense. Who would want to sit through a bunch of long videos? But anyway, he had a 5-minute time limit, so my videos were deep dive. The whole point was that they're long and detailed, and I take a deep dive. It's not shallow. So I had to come up with a short idea video, but I wanted to stay on brand, like stay on that whole theory analysis thing. Well, couldn't be an analysis because I only had such little time, and I figured, you know what, let me just try to make a theory super small, and that's the whole point of it. So I made 1 minute theory, and I made 3 1-minute theories in the 5-minute video. So I didn't make that the top 10 for that. The feedback was that the theories, well, one, he didn't really like theory videos to begin with, but also he said the theories weren't very convincing, which makes sense because there's not a lot to go off in those theories. I'm just throwing stuff out there, and they seem like a stretch, which is the whole point. I mean, reason why deep dive is so long, because I'm making these crazy claims and I need a bunch of evidence to back it up, which in effect makes the video, because I have to explain every single thing that I'm saying that sounds insane But if you've seen Deep Dive, there's a whole bunch of evidence for everything that I do say. So yeah, that's what brought about this series. This series would not exist without Best Guy Ever. So in a sense, this series is dedicated to him because there'd be no Best Guy Ever. Sorry, did I say there'd be no Best Guy Ever? Yeah, I invented Best Guy Ever, by the way. All right, so follow up to the original topic, the moral dilemma of theories. So I asked what you think about, going into theories, and can they be spoilery? Is it right to release theories that could be spoilers? I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that, especially since it's really, it's only going to be considered a spoiler if it's correct, and it's only going to be considered correct if you are convincing enough. So, you could say the right thing and no one believes you. Does it really matter? But then you could say the right thing and everyone believes you, and then it completely spoils the story for that writer and all the fans. So yeah, it's how this affects me is in the same way where I said there was like that, you're trying to get that perfect balance of, do I let out enough information that it can be called upon in the future as foreshadowing, but I can't let out too much or it's going to be predictive. Well, in my theories, I have to have a balance between, because this is my own personal belief of, I don't want to spell out too much the theory that I'm just thinking for the audience. I want to have a good amount of room to where the person can think for themselves. You'll notice in my deep dives, I'll usually bring up something just like the question, and then I'll answer it later down the line. I don't just answer it immediately. A great example of this, if you watch the deep dive Xemnas, I mentioned Xemnas' lone emotion. It wasn't until like many chapters later that I then finally revealed what that lone emotion was. I was trying to give the audience, you guys, time to actually figure that out by yourself. That's just how I do things, because even as much as I believe my things are right, and if I believe them right, then I pretty much think that they're spoilers from my perspective. I still am self-aware enough to realize, there's a possibility that I'm not correct. So I'm not trying to mislead anyone at the same time. I'm trying to give people the freedom to think what they want. Also, I really want to hear what other people have to think. It's the one thing I really hope to start getting more of is feedback from people about the theories. I haven't been getting a lot of that. People are saying that, wow, these are really well thought out theories, but I'm really hearing other people's thoughts on it. So I hope that happens soon. So yeah, even more so with this series, Food for Thought, you're going to see me bring up things and just not answer them. Not because I don't have answers. I do have a lot of answers, but I want you to come up with your own answers. I'm just trying to propose a question to you to get you thinking about these topics that I think about, that I feel like are important to talk about for these series. So yeah, let me know what you think. Is there any topics you want to talk about? I'm open to many different series. I watch a lot of things. Obviously, a lot of anime and manga, Kingdom Hearts, but I also see comedies, a whole bunch of things. If you want to suggest to me, I might take it up as a topic. And just really hoping for some more engagement. Thanks for watching.